Hey guys, Rookie Lock here, back once again. I hope everyone's having a great day as always. So a couple of videos ago we talked about these older best locks and how you can disassemble them. So I figured, well, if we talked about the old ones, might as well do the new ones too and show how they're disassembled. But just to quickly run over, you can tell the old from the new in that the old has this extra little plug here, these 3-hole design instead of just your figure 8 design where it just takes your core. But yeah, I figured the best way to walk you through how these are disassembled is to show what's holding this together, basically, what's keeping this together. And that's the actuator, of course. The only thing that that keeps your ball bearings in and keeps your shackle from coming out is your actuator. So you get this out and basically the lock comes apart. Yeah, what's holding this in? This might be kind of tricky to show, but let's see what we can do here. So basically you can see that there's a hole, obviously, and there's a little cutout at the top for this part of the actuator. And not only is there a cutout there, there's actually a bit of an undercutting. You can see my pick is, I'm trying to point to it. Right there, there's an undercut. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that undercut, this piece goes into it, so it's kind of, it goes down and it's trapped by that undercut. This spring pushes this over, and yeah, this piece is sort of in that undercut. I actually made a drawing here to make explaining this a bit easier. So on the top we have a picture of the actuator, and right here we have a picture of the hole that it sits into, basically. And let me get a pointer again. So yeah, right here there's a bit of an undercut, and when this goes in, this spring pushes this piece over and into that undercut. So again, this is a picture of the actuator, and right here would be covered by that piece of metal. It would slide into that undercut. So what does that mean for taking it apart? So basically, not only do we have to pull this in some way, we also have to turn it out of that undercut. And the best way I came up for doing that, without the proper tool of course, which the proper tool is pretty damn expensive. I just seen it online for $130. You can probably find it in other places for cheaper, but just to give you an idea, it's a tool with a single purpose and it's really expensive. Actually, I'll leave a link in the video description for, I don't know if you guys remember Lock Cracker. He has a video where he shows how that tool works, and he also shows himself making that tool on one of his CNC machines, which is pretty cool. But what I came up with in place of that tool, here's my special tool. Just a hook, actually. This is the one that I found works a bit better. It's a hook that I bent up that basically you go in and you push this washer down just the slightest bit, and you get your hook right up underneath this piece of the actuator here. So with that you can turn it to get this part free from the undercut, and then you can also pull it up to get it out of the padlock. So I thought we would demonstrate how it works, or how to do it, but it's going to be extremely hard to show on camera, which is why I did this disassembled to begin with. I thought it would better get my point across, but we'll drop this down in here, and maybe we can get a shot of it clicking into place too. So right now there's nothing holding it into place, But once we push down on here, you might be able to watch this click over and go underneath this piece of metal right here where that cutout is. So I know the view's not the best, guys, but so right there, I hope you've seen it click over into place. And now there's no amount of banging this on the table that will get that out of there. So like I said, we got to take our specialized tool that I made and slip it under this part of the actuator. Slip it under here so we're able to get some turning force, and once it's under there once this is free we can pull this right out of the padlock. Hopefully I can demonstrate that here without looking like a fool. And always do this with the shackle closed when there's no spring tension on the actuator there. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to catch this on camera, but I think this is about the best I can do. So we're going over, pushing down on that that washer there. Now you can see how we're free from the cutout. We're under the that part of the actuator, and we can just hopefully, yeah, I can catch it on camera. So there we go. And that's how this thing is disassembled. I will say your mileage may vary. Sometimes the things look a lot easier than they are on camera, and not every lock is the same. So if you try this, yeah, your results may vary than mine. So don't be mad at me if it doesn't work, basically. But yeah, now that that's out, of course, there's nothing holding the shackle in. The ball bearings are free to come out. They're quite a bit greased, so they might not just easily come out. There's the other one. But yeah, that's all there is to it. The only other piece of this lock is the shrouded, the shroud for the shackle, and I'm not going to take that out because it's riveted, and it's not a pop rivet, so I don't have rivets like this, and I'm not going to drill it just to take that off, or don't have a reason for it. Hope that might have helped a few of you guys, or maybe you just thought it was interesting. Yeah, hope you got something out of it. Any questions, as always, guys, don't be shy to ask. I'm always all ears. And as always, I appreciate you guys' support. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend.